Another recommended class, when you're taking your HVAC program in college, it's not part of the required curriculum, but you might want to take Electronics 101 and 102, analog and digital. That will help you if you ever want to go into business for yourself, or you want to be one of the technicians who get down to circuit board level repair. Say you have a vintage piece of unit, you have an old refrigeration rack that's on old hardware that's not available no more, and getting circuit boards for it are not available. Well, you may want to take analog and digital classes in electronics to get down to that part where you can be the guy who repairs them where nobody else can. If you have your own small business and your competition, who is the big guy in town, tells your customer, or the customer called you up, says that's unrepairable, we got to replace the whole system, it's going to be $45,000. You could be the guy who goes in there and rebuilds and replaces and fixes a circuit board on a controller or an old system for communications or something like that, where nobody, and you can charge them $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. That's better than paying $45,000. And if you can be the guy who does that, well, you don't get that from R&Ring transformers and capacitors. You have to take that next step, and it's a little bit of sacrifice of time, but education wise, while other guys have to buy stuff or send it out or just completely replace it, you could be the guy who actually fixes it. And so take another few semesters out of your life taking night classes in electrical engineering, or at least a simple electronics class, but hopefully put you several steps ahead of your competition. Boring as hell, books big enough to choke a horse. You will not be going through the whole thing in a couple semesters. They just take the highlights out of it when you go through most of the classes. That's about it. So another recommendation for guys who are thinking to go into the HVAC business, and if you think you're going to go into business for yourself one day, and if you're not going to be a big company, but you want to be, let's say, a thorn in the side of your competition, because you can repair things or do things they can't possibly do. That's all. It's just one of those one-up things in your arsenal of education that no big company could afford to hire somebody like you to do those things, and you get all the lucrative little jobs that they couldn't even possibly dream of doing, other than just saying replace it, when you can fix it and charge an incredible amount of money for doing something somebody else cannot do. That's all. Just a recommendation. Knowledge is power.